Welcome to Straight Outta Jersey. Today's podcast is brought to you by Ace Sunglasses. Go to acesunglasses.com.au to purchase some of the best shades around. Use promo code MRG30 and receive 30% off selected brands.
What's up, guys? It is Tuesday, week 7, NFL football. We're going to recap everything. Say hello to everyone who's ever in the chat. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell us whether you like the Jets, Giants, Steelers. Matt Goffrey, he's get to celebrate this week, dancing all over the place with his Steelers beating our asses. Also, like and subscribe to Maria Torciello's channel if you can. We're going to put that up there later. All right, guys, here we are, week 7. I'm going to introduce the team. We got my brother, Coach Diz, on the top.
What up?
We got Chino XL on the bottom.
What's up, guys?
And we got Tom TD Davis on below me. What's up, Tom?
Good to be back.
All right, guys. So let's start. We're going to start with the G-Man first. The G-Man versus the Eagles in MetLife Stadium. I saw a lot of Eagle fans around in town. They lose 28-3. It was the revenge game for Barkley. He had that circled on his calendar. Came back, had a huge game. Daniel Jones seemed to be always under pressure, and the Giants were getting pressure on Hurts. However, Barkley always was in the backfield to kind of answer whatever they had. I saw an interesting stat. Daniel Jones hasn't thrown a TD in MetLife Stadium in like 658 days or something, which is like incredible. Nobody can cover A.J. Brown. He was always open. So they played, like expected. I'm going to start with the two Giants fans over there. First, D, your G-Man Eagles. That was probably over there on the TV over there by you.
Yep.
So what happened?
It was what we expected. Barkley was going to go off. I expected, Daniel Jones to have a bad game. Barkley, I thought he was going to put up a lot more touchdowns. I thought he was at least going to score 2. He could have, but I knew right after like the first run, he ran for like 40.
That was George. I saw it interesting that too. Jay-Z can't pick one.
But yeah, it's just the Giants need to do something with the quarterback. More losses like this. I mean, that coach is going to be gone within a couple games if they keep on losing like this. It was terrible. It seemed like they quit on the team.
Yeah, that's right. Chino, what about you and your G-Men?
So listen, man, like the only good thing coming out of that game is like the defense just consistently produces. Because G-Men are right now the number 1 team leading in sacks in the league, which is huge, right? The only thing is that Daniel Jones is the second most sacked QB in the league, which is horrible. So it's like it's night and day.
Yep.
So in the beginning, you kind of thought like they were gonna get it going and this and that. They're moving the ball, but at the end of the day, the Eagles just they were just too dominant, man. It's just time of possession. If you looked at it, I believe the Eagles had it for like 35 minutes, and then the Giants had it for like 24 minutes. So they rocked them on the time possession. You had Neighbors, open on a couple of plays. You just can't get the ball. The offensive line is not blocking. They got to do something, man. I know they had a couple of guys banged up, but I try to give credit to Daniel Jones, but it's his play too. His play is not what it should be. So, like I said, Dable needs to make a decision like Mike Tomlin did. He said, Mike Tomlin made a decision. Am I going to go with Russ or Fields? He made the right choice with going with Russ this week, right? Dable needs to do the same thing, man. Make the decision. Do I bench Jones? Do I go with the backup and see if we can get some wins going? Because Daniel Jones is not the guy, man.
All right, Tom, what do you think about the G-Men and the Eagles game?
Yeah, I mean, Barkley came out, set the tone early. He had that like truck stick where he ran over a Giant, like first or second time he caught the ball. So that kind of just set the tone. And then I had all the 1 o'clock games on, but anytime I looked at the Giants, he was like running for like 40 yards. So those kind of games. And then Daniel Jones, I think he got like benched by the second half. I think they put in Drew Lock. He had a cool arm sleeve. Other than that,
yeah, embarrassing. So let me ask you guys, change quarterbacks or fire the coach? What comes first? Fire the coach. You want to fire the coach first?
I mean, if
Dable wants to save his job, He has no other choice. I think he needs to make a move here. He needs to.
But
He's gonna
do
get
we have a
fired
better
either way.
chance winning with Daniel Jones or Locke?
I think Daniel Jones has a better chance of winning, even though you think he's the more seasoned quarterback. But they just don't have anyone around him to help.
But it's not just him though. It's like the line. They got to do something with that line, man.
Well, they lost Thomas for the year, so that's a big
Yeah.
loss. So.
Tommy DeVito. They should bring in Tommy DeVito.
DeVito,
Yeah.
Tommy Colcuts.
I don't know.
Tickets.
Tommy Colcuts. All right. Well, the G-men, we'll see what happens with them. They play the Steelers next week. I guess they're gonna
Steelers by 14. Easy.
Let's rock.
Yeah, we'll see. Now we head to even more pitiful. I've seen the Mets win a World Series. I've seen the Yankees win a World Series. I've seen the G-men win a Super Bowl. I've seen, the Rangers win a Stanley Cup. I will never see the Jets win a Super Bowl. I'm convinced I will never see the Jets win a Super Bowl. They're convinced. They just are so talented, but they cannot put it together. Something always happens. Devontae comes. It's great. But, I think their head coach is like a deer in the headlights. I think he's clueless. I think Woody Johnson is just like doesn't know football. Aaron Rodgers didn't play that great, to be honest with you. And I think that, they need to get that kicker and send him on a boat to a different country because that kicker, it was blocked, whatever, but I still don't think they got to find every week there's something with the kicker. Every week something's going on. I don't know if they're cursed, but every week something. And let me tell you something. I don't want to say they're out of it, but I think the Giants are going to have a better record than them. To be honest with you, I think it's going to end, and Giants will have a better record than them for some reason. Mark my words.
You think Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones?
I don't know, but they'll find a way to lose. They're going to find a way to lose. They're going to find a way to lose. I have no confidence. Even if they beat the Patriots this week, okay? Let's say they beat the Patriots, okay? Which they
And I'll tell you what, that is a tough game. That's
what I'm saying. They should beat them. But if they, okay?
That's a
then
win.
They got to go and play the Texans
this week.
They should win. Okay,
No, they win. They're going to win. They're going to win.
Okay. Then they play the Texans.
May is playing good.
They ain't beating the Texans. They ain't going to beat the Texans.
No.
And it's fitting because they'll be wearing the black jerseys. That'll be their death. So that'll be their funeral that day. Tom, you're your fellow Jets guy. What's up with our team?
It was pitiful. It's just, they were up 15-6. It looked okay. And then Rodgers just threw like a total duck middle of the field. I don't know what he was looking at because that was just I've never seen him make a throw like that. It wasn't even like he had any zip on it. It just looked really old. And then defense kind of made a stop. And then, ball bounces off Garrett Wilson's hands after half. And then, the game was over after that. If it's not, like we said, if it's not one thing, it's the other. Like Aaron Rodgers is has protection, has some time. He's going to throw. If he is playing well, the offensive line is getting him killed. They have no running game. And then the defense is I don't even know if the defense is even anything special because they kind of just always have that built-in excuse that the offense isn't playing well. It's just it's terrible. It's a disgrace, but they should still beat the Patriots. So
they should. It was 15-6 going into half.
Yep.
And then we couldn't score again, and they scored 36 points or whatever.
37-15.
37. Ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Russell Wilson looked like the Seattle Seahawks 2013, running around, passing everywhere. I was like, oh, my God. He was close.
If it wasn't for the Yankees, that would have been one of the darkest Sunday weekends. The
Mets got eliminated.
The breaking point for that game really was when Garrett Wilson tipped that ball and it went in the air and they intercepted it and ran it back. That was it. And then they had a chance to come back. And then what was it? When the lineman on I think it was third down, he tipped the ball. I was like, come on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't think that Davante Adams move was gonna change anything.
But you're gonna see something this week. I think this week you gotta get a full week's practice. They're gonna get on board. I think they're gonna utilize Davante Adams this week for sure.
The only thing Davante Adams did last week that I saw very interesting was that jumping tackle for the interception. Did you see that? He went flying. He went like Superman, launched to try to tackle the guy for the intercept to try to tackle him. Aaron Rodgers looks old. He looks old. He looks real old.
Yeah.
It's like Father Time. I know George and I always would say this. You could wake up one day and the next minute, you're walking up to the locker room and then boom, it hits
Yep.
You want to know a cool stat that I just found today, actually? So,
What?
Did you know who's the number one receiver with most targets in the NFL right now?
Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
Wow.
75 targets, right? So
he's dropped half of them.
So now we're gonna start utilizing Devontae Adams, right? But like I told you last week, right? I think that Devontae Adams is a plus for Garrett Wilson, man. He's still
I think he will be now. After I saw him, he's trying to teach him. He's trying to teach him the ropes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They get
it going. What do you think of Hassan Reddick coming back, Tom?
Well, that's what I was gonna. I was gonna say that the defense looks overrated, like what TD said. The defense is not like last year. They always kept them in games. Now they're losing the games. But I think Hassan Reddick's going to be a big pickup, so they can put pressure, and maybe Sauce can come back to what he's used to doing.
Yeah. They're more positive having a turnaround. I think the Jets are going to turn it around for sure.
What about you think, Tom?
Yeah, I'm not sure because the Hassan Reddick isn't much of a run defender, and they're getting killed. Like they're not getting up on teams, so it's like if you can get McDonald and Reddick when you're winning by a score or two, that would be awesome. But they're just. I don't know. I don't see it really doing much. And I don't think Reddick's going to be ready for, until after Halloween.
He'll be ready till like November, like the end of November.
Yeah,
at least.
Exactly.
He's in no condition. I mean, you might as well just forgot about him and let him go.
Hey, Jay-Z, I talked to Matt at work. He said that you were going to do a dance. That's what you said you were going to do.
Yes. So Matt actually, the Steelers won, and he sent me a video of the Steelers chant. I put it on my Instagram, by the way.
No. He said you were going to dance.
If the Jets won. I was going to do a dance with Jets won, but the Steelers won. He did the dance, but he won. He did the dance. What are you going to do? I think, like I said, I don't have any faith in the Jets right now. None. Even if they win next week, I'm going to be like, whatever. They got to beat the Texans to show something. That's where they have to. If they want to do something and go on a big run, like when, a couple years ago when they got Braylon or whatever, Edwards or something, that's what they got to do. I mean, first, Patriots, they should win, but Texans win that game. Then I'll say, okay, maybe we're back to going somewhere. But that division you can win. It's a very weak division.
Which one?
The AFC East.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
You don't think so?
Buffalo. They're way fans now. That Cooper trade for them took them over the top.
Well, let's talk about Buffalo. They beat the Titans 34-10. D, go ahead. What did you think of that game?
I thought, it was good. Josh Allen, was Josh Allen of old now, throwing it around the field. Cooper, what was it? How many yards did he have? Like 50 or something like that? Had a touchdown. Just give him time. They'll be good. James Cook is starting to, heat it up. I know the last couple of games he wasn't doing so good, but he's starting to come back a little bit. I just think that trade was so big for Buffalo that they're going to get a real smooth ride to the playoffs. I think they might sweep the rest of the year.
Tom, what do you think about the AFC East? Do you think that it's a weak division or what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Bills will run away and hide with it. The Dolphins getting Tua back isn't great, but I mean, good for him that he's healthy.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm not. Yeah, I think the Bills. He scored a touchdown. Keon Coleman had a good game, like 100 yards. But it was the Titans, so like the Jets beat the Titans. I don't know how good the Titans like.
Yeah, and I mean the Bills, and Tua coming back, like you said, he's one hit away from being back on the bench. So I don't really have any faith in Tua, But I think, I think the Bills are the favorite to win that division, and the Jets will try and make a run at it, but. No faith in the Jets. No faith in the Jets.
The AFC is so good that the Jets have to win the division. They won't make a shot in the wild card.
No,
they have to win the division.
Yeah, they have to win the division. That's exactly what I said. And they play the Patriots next week. The Jets. I think they can win that game. I think all you guys agree they probably should win that game. But who knows? We still have the kicker on our team, and he could, miss a 10-yarder. So. That's the way it goes in the NFL. Yep. We'll have to see. Let's talk a little bit about any other games or maybe rumors that I heard. I think, Chino, you said some rumors you heard. Possible trade
Yeah, so what I'm hearing out of Minnesota, I'm hearing that they have some interest in moving Sam Darnold and bringing in Matthew Stafford. It's from some insider off of a Twitter out of Minnesota saying that they're thinking of reuniting O'Connell and Stafford to do possible, because Stafford's in the last years of his career, right? Minnesota has McCarthy, who they drafted as their number one pick, who is the quarterback of the future. They bring Darnold, bring him over there to the Rams, and then Stafford to the Vikings. Imagine Stafford throwing it to Justin Jefferson and Addison. That could be a problem. So, and they're looking to move Cooper Kupp, which Cooper Kupp possibly looking at Steelers, Chiefs. There's going to be some movement in the next couple of days, so we'll see.
You also mentioned someone off the air about Baltimore. Who?
Oh yeah. So there've been some rumors that Denard Hopkins knew possible will be involved in a trade before the trade deadline. He already said that he's happy where he's at. At the end of the day, this is a business, man, and if they offer him the right money or whatever they got to do, like I think if the Ravens go after Nuke, that could be a problem, man.
Wow, that's big. Yeah,
there's two teams that need to go get someone. I mean, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford, and also Sam Darnold's from USC, right? Isn't he from USC? Send him back to California. I could see something like that. But the Tampa Bay and who's the other team? 49ers need a receiver after the last injuries over on Sunday.
So they released Debo today out of the hospital. So Debo, I don't know if he's going to play this week, but they still can use a receiver.
So maybe, Cooper Kupp staying. I don't know. They wouldn't do that.
The
Rams would not trade in division.
Well, if Cooper Kupp went to the Chiefs, man, can you imagine that? They'd wrap it up again. I mean, I don't know how Mahomes is winning when he's got more interceptions and touchdowns, but they just always find a way. They just always have that heart that the Jets do not have to find a way. They get hit in the mouth, they come right back up and come and score.
Or the refs throw a flag.
or the ref is on their team. I saw a lot of those memes where like the refs are being like treated by the Chiefs. And you hear any of those trades, Tom, that you going on?
Yeah, I saw the Stafford one, but I don't. NFL, there's usually never any like blockbuster trades in the middle of the season, so I'd be, especially with the quarterbacks, because the Rams and Vikings play on Thursday, so I highly doubt either way. I don't think McVay wants to necessarily like blow up the whole team either, because he's always like got one foot out the door, like probably with like a job in the booth. So I don't think he wants to like totally rebuild the team. So trading away a Cooper Kupp or Stafford wouldn't make too much sense, but maybe he would go out like, giving up, you'd probably get a couple first round picks for.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't see it. I don't see it happening.
Now, I would only say this, that's always been in the past. No big trades for NFL. They didn't like that whole, baseball type trades. But I think things are changing where you might see some big trades in during the season and, trades next year too as well. Just things are changing. Everything's changing.
Let me ask you, Tom. I'm going to ask you, the Jets, if they don't make the playoffs and everything goes on and they don't make the playoffs, they're a win now team. End of the season, you blow up that team. Rodgers retires.
My cousin Drew actually brought up a good point, but he was like, yeah, they need to gut the whole front office, everything, just start from scratch. And it's not an ideal spot, especially with all the money that they still have on board, but there's a lot of young talented GMs or people that want to be GMs that could look at that as an opportunity of like, all right, this is New York and I get to start from the ground up. Like, you'll have your chance to draft a quarterback, you'll have like a 5-year plan. The Jets were patient. If now they're not patient. Now Woody Johnson's like off the rails, like re-signing Reddick, trading for Adams, firing the coach. It's insane.
Yeah,
but they're trying. So it's not usually a sustain. Like this is as bad as it could get. The only way this could have been worse is if the Jets lost to the Patriots. But this is terrible.
Yeah, I saw Woody Johnson was wearing like a necklace that said Woody.
Oh, gosh.
Sauce Gardner wears a necklace that says Sauce. Woody Johnson had one that had like this big said Woody. I mean, he's lost his mind. He lost his mind. You know, and the coach that the Jets have now, I think he's just fighting to keep his job somewhere.
Well, he's a defensive coordinator. He's he's the former player, and definitely a football guy, football guy through and through. So
yeah,
I just don't think he was expecting this. And
no, he wasn't. He was like, oh,
probably could have went with like the special teams. I forget his name, but just like more of a knows both sides of the ball sort of a thing, just like mastermind. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough to run a defense when you're a defense first team, and then you're a head coach.
Yes.
That's really difficult. But Rodgers isn't doing them any favors because he's pretty much the offensive coordinator, and
correct.
He kind of just looks a step slow. So it's not. The good news is it really probably can't get too much worse. The only way it really could is if they have to start like young players start demanding trades and stuff. But I don't know. We'll see.
If you got the team, do you trade Wilson?
I mean, I wouldn't want to trade either Sauce or Wilson, but you never.
What about Hall?
No.
I wouldn't want to trade Hall either. I would. Yeah, I mean, you want to keep somewhat of a foundation, but
those Winward Attack says, "Yo, it's the Joe. Just checking in, brother. Have a good evening. Thanks, Winward Attack. Thank you." Chino, would you blow up that Jets team, if they don't make the playoffs this year?
I would start thinking about going for a quarterback in the draft, man. You know, to be honest with you, you don't want to like go with like another veteran quarterback. You know, like you're gonna start fresh, man. Go start looking for your quarterback of the future.
Yep, and I think we also should look for a coach, a real head coach.
You got to keep all your players, man. You got to keep all them young players.
Mike Rabel or something might be. Rabel's available, maybe.
Rabel, he's a good coach.
He's a pretty decent coach, I think. Fine, we got to find a good coach too to help get that planted, because I think after this year, they don't make the playoffs, blow it up and just change everything. The G-Men, you think you also after this year, what do you think? You're gonna blow up that team, find a new quarterback too, find new players? I mean, you got neighbors to build on.
And we got a good defense.
You got a decent defense.
You got to do something with Daniel Jones. You got to. Without, I don't know what else to do.
QB is our number one priority. That's it. QB. Yeah. And then we build our RBs off of what we have right now with Tracy, and Gray, our young RBs, man. And then we just build from there. We got it's quarterback and offensive line.
But it seems like it's offensive line every year. Here we get an offensive lineman.
Exactly. Any games this week that you saw that were pretty shocking that you stood out this week?
Again, I'm just gonna say, we found out again what the best two teams in AFC and the NFC is Baltimore and Detroit Lions. I'm saying that every week. Two best teams. Baltimore is starting to really put it up together.
Yep, I think so. Did you guys see Deshaun Watson get booed off the?
Nah, that's not right.
I heard were they chanting "You deserve it"? Is that true?
Yeah, that's kind of messed up, but yeah.
Were they chanting that? I didn't know.
Yeah, they were yelling.
I heard they were chanting "You deserve it." Yeah. I don't know if that's true or not. Did you hear that, Tom? Is that true?
I mean, I heard they were cheering, but I didn't. I
know they were, when he got hurt, they were booing and everything. And then I heard that they were saying he was just saying, "You deserve it," and it was like even like the players were like, "This is wrong. They shouldn't do that." But I don't know. It could have been like one of those memes that someone put it in, or from a wrestling video or something, So I don't know.
I think
he's the worst quarterback in football. So I think they obviously want to see a guy get hurt and maybe career ending, but. I mean,
Jameis Winston is going to be throwing it around like no tomorrow. Are they going to start him? Right?
Yeah, I would guess he'd be the guy. And I mean, they just traded away Cooper, so there's this second year guy, Cedric Tillman, was a wide receiver. He had like 90 yards. Other than that, I mean, Jerry Jeudy is kind of a bum.
Njoku
was all right. Yeah,
he was eating.
But quick, going back to that Watson. So his rehab. Do you think there's going to be massages in that rehab?
I think so. In that rehab.
No massages.
I was gonna say with Watson, they had a stat that said like the 3 top players being paid the most. Like he's getting a lot of money. Daniel Jones. They added like 3 of the quarterbacks, the worst quarterbacks in the league, have the highest contracts, and Sam Donald's on the bottom making nothing, and he's like 5-0 or something or whatever whatever he is. But yeah, they were making him his contract. Daniel Jones, bunch of them, man, getting paid a lot, and they're not producing.
Another good game was Green Bay. Green Bay versus Houston, that was good. Two future, potential Super Bowl contenders in the future.
That's the team that I'm telling you that's going to come out of the NFC, man.
Green Bay.
Green Bay. I'm telling you, man.
And I bet you in 15 years, Jordan Love's the Jets quarterback. I guarantee you, 15 years, Jordan Love will be our quarterback. So looking forward for that when he's at,
and Dobbs is the receiver.
Exactly. We got Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. We're circling around Jordan Love. We like to wait. We like to wait till he's like in his prime,
after
his prime, whatever.
Yo, since Romeo Dobbs started crying and complaining that he wasn't getting targets, he's been producing. He's been getting his targets. So
he's been producing.
Maybe you gotta be the squeaky wheel sometimes, man.
You do. Fantasy football, guys. How was your weekend with fantasy football? Tom, how'd you do?
I pulled off another win, 4-3, but my team's not looking great. I gotta add some guys.
I won. I didn't start Debo, so I sat him. Thank God, I didn't start Debo, and I pulled it off. D, did you win against Nico? I mean, you did.
Yep.
Oh, you
Derrick
pulled it
Henry
off.
won it for me.
That's right. Henry won it. I didn't check because it was a Monday night, and I was going back and forth with you guys.
I won 2. I lost 2, won the rest. But I lost a lot of players this weekend.
Oof.
Yeah.
Ayuk, I lost Godwin.
Oh. Ayuk is that? Yeah, Ayuk is.
That was nasty.
Another one. How'd you do, Chino?
I did pretty good, man. I did out of 5 leagues 4. Knock on wood, thank God, my guys are all, put together. They're not banged up. But yeah, man, I was excited this week because this week I was like really pumped for Pickens because I was excited that Russell Wilson was playing, and I started Pickens across all my leagues, and Pickens went off. Russell Wilson, was a little bit slow in the beginning, and then he started going, and Pickens did his thing. So I look forward to see Pickens
going to the end of the year. Pickens, wide receiver 1.
He'll be, I would think, top. I would say like wide receiver 7, 8, maybe.
So he's a number 2 receiver.
No,
in fantasy.
In fantasy. Yeah, in fantasy. I think numbers wise, by the end of the season, if Russell Wilson keeps playing the way he's playing, I think he'll be like number 7 wide receiver in fantasy.
Any chance CMC ever makes a comeback in fantasy?
I don't know.
Didn't they say like 2 weeks or
next week, right? They said.
I don't know. I didn't hear anything about CMC. I'm just curious because everyone's waiting for him to come back in fantasy to make some.
Hey, that was a bust number 1 pick, huh?
That was a horrible. How many people picked him number 1? Him or Breece Hall?
And
but Breece is coming back. He had 21 points, fantasy points.
Yep.
On yesterday, he did really good. The running game was okay.
The screens is what really got him.
Yeah, the Jets got to utilize their tight end more. I like him. He's pretty decent. Yeah, I like him. They just got to use him more. But they don't use him enough.
I would say this: that the young defense of the Steel, like Joey Porter Jr. He was shutting down. Who was he going against? Sauce? Not Sauce. He was going against Wilson, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Adams.
Yep.
He was shutting them down. He's pretty good.
Good. And that's the G-Men next week had to play Steelers. Who do you think you're gonna win? I got Steelers all day.
Steelers by 7.
Steelers by 7. I say Steelers by 14.
Oh. I'll take the Giants with the spread, 6-point spread.
You're taking the G-Men, okay, with the 6 points though. No, they're gonna get killed.
Chino,
you got
Steelers.
Steelers all the way.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Jets and Patriots, I believe, right? I'm gonna say Jets. I don't even know why. I'm gonna say Jets. I'm gonna say Jets win. They should win that game.
I think it's an easy win. Easy win for the team.
Jets will hit. They'll score 3 touchdowns and won't hit any extra points. So
that's exactly what's gonna happen.
I'm gonna say the Jets, but the Patriots will cover the points.
Really?
7.
Okay. All right, good. Who are the Eagles playing this week?
Eagles got the Bengals.
Bengals. Ooh, that's gonna be.
Ooh,
Ready?
Joey B.
I'm gonna go Bengals.
That's a pretty good game. I'll go Bengals too.
I'm
go
gonna go Bengals.
Are they playing in Lincoln Financial?
It's in Cincinnati.
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
Ooh, that's
What's
a
the
tough
points?
It's -3 Cincinnati, so it's pretty much even.
Ooh, I'm gonna take Cincinnati. Joey B lights it up.
I think they need this game. They need to win out to make the playoffs.
I go Philly.
Okay. Go feel it. Wow. And the Bills, who the Bills play?
Bills got
They play
in Seattle. So
in Seattle. Wow.
not easy.
They should win because
No Metcalf, maybe.
Yep.
No Metcalf.
All right. I think the Bills might win that. I think the
I
Bills.
say Bills win by 10.
All right. And if I think the Bills are going to win too. I don't know by 10, but I think it's going to be closer. But I think the Bills win. What about you guys? You think Bills too?
Yeah, I would go Bills.
Chino, you?
It's gonna be a close game, I think, man. Both running backs are nice, man. So the Metcalf thing kind of like sucks. So if Metcalf plays, it's gonna be a close game. If Metcalf doesn't play, Bills take it easy.
Okay. All right, guys. All right. Well, all right. Another good week of week 7, guys. Anyone else you don't want to wrap up anything? Any things going else on? Anything you're ready for? Any other rumors or anything? No? Pretty much it. All right. So that's week 7. So again, next week we'll be back for week 8. Hopefully it'll be a better week for us because unless the Yankees, that's all we got right now.
That's the thing.
That's all we
Yankees,
got.
let's go. What's your prediction? Everybody's prediction.
Yankees in 7.
7.
Yeah.
Juan Soto MVP.
Yankees in 6.
I'm a Yankees fan, and I love Soto, and I love Judge, but I'm going to go Dodgers in 7.
Ooh. I don't know. I think Yankees will win it in 7. It's going to be close, but we'll see. I don't know. All right, guys.
All right.
We'll see you for week 8 next week. All right.
Hey, the season's going by quick, boy.
It is, man. We'll be at Super Bowl in no time.
All right.
All right, guys. See you guys all next week, brother.
Later, guys.
Professionals.